Still up in the club, popping bottles like bubble. All the girls showing us love. We so fly, we still fly.
Hi guys, John Cook here, another Compass Team Tips video. Today we'll be dealing with the Compass 3D Plus model, and specifically changing out the clutch without removing the motor. This tip was given to me via Tony Whiteside, and we've been able to pass this on to various pilots at Funflies, and now to you through the Team Tips video series. This tip will save a considerable amount of time versus the method of changing the clutch by dropping the motor. I would say by leaving the motor in and using our method here on the video that will illustrate, you should be able to change the clutch out in about 15 to 20 minutes. A couple reasons I've come across in the past, at least personally, for needing to change the clutch is I've had some hot starts on models where I can temper the clutch and affect its durability, or I have broken shoes off of clutches in the past as well, in which case obviously it would need to be changed. A couple things I want to talk about is you will need to remove the head, the main gear assembly, and remove the 4 bolts to the clutch block in order to lift the clutch block up and move it over. There is also a plastic frame brace right here held in by 4 Phillips head screws that will need to be removed as well. I also tend to loosen a few of the frame bolts in the surrounding area in order to allow me to spread the frame a little bit to get the clutch block up easier and move it over into the space near where the main gear assembly was. I will remove the head as a whole assembly still attached to the main shaft. You can remove the lower Jesus bolt and then remove the 3 links from the bell cranks to the swash, and the heads should come off in one piece at that point. Okay, so at this point I have the main gear assembly out, of course with the main shaft and head attached. I removed the plastic cross brace from between the top bearing block and the clutch stack. There's that plastic brace. Remove the 4 bolts attaching the clutch block to the frame. And before loosening any of the frame bolts, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to see if I can move the clutch block up and see if I can get it that way with being a little bit lazy. And one of the benefits about slimy nitros is sometimes it provides some lubricating properties to allow us to do things without loosening other things. So we were able to do it this time, but just be forewarned that you may have to loosen some of the screws in various parts of the frame to just spread it a little bit, but again this time we were able to get away without it. Now what that allows us is access to the clutch, and what that will allow us to do is stick a 2.5 millimeter driver through the frame, and you can loosen the clutch that way. Now some people have said that this wouldn't work because the clutch will try to be spinning, but really there's not that much effort involved, and you can see I was able to break that free pretty easily. This clutch is fine, so I'm not actually wanting to remove it. When you go to tighten it, you should be able to grip the clutch a bit, and then with Loctite on there that should hold. Otherwise you can remove the back plate of the motor and put a crank locking tool on there if you want to go about it that hardcore. But for me, the Loctite and just holding the clutch and snugging it up seems to work fine. So basically that's what's involved in getting to the clutch and changing it out. Again, a fairly simple procedure once you know the correct way to do it. And thanks again to Tony Whiteside for showing me how to do it, and then hopefully you guys will get some use out of this tip as well. Assembly is just the reverse of what we showed you, so we're not really going to go through all that, but suffice it to say you will save a lot of time by using this method, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching another episode of Compass Team Tips, and look forward to doing more videos in the future. Thank you.